Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Tito Clock. It is 5 o'clock. Actually, it's 5 past 5, but we're here till 6. I'm Tito James. We got the whole crew with us, and we have already our regulars tuned in. So let's start it off with the regular shout outs for all of those who are tuned in right now. So let's kick it off with, well, why are my comments not coming up? Here we go. Mayan, woo, wow, shoo, chow, wow. Okay, I thought there was a glitch in the system, but Mayan kicked in, so that means we're all good. Chris Williams, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás usted, mi amigo, eh? I don't know why I speak like Italian if I speak in Spanish, but I, got a little overwhelmed. Who else we got there? We got France, we got Sandy, we lost my screen, we got Tristan, we got Japs, we got Maine, we got Christy Gem, we've got, who else? We got Rainer, Pangan, we got Gudafti, we got Sandy Agapito, watching from El Nido. Wow, that is so cool. What a great place to be watching from. We got Blessed Day from Earl Ryan, we got Minerva, Castor, Ibaradaloza, and Sari Ke. All right, let's kick things off because we got a big show lined up. We got some guests for you. We've also got 7 different raffle prizes to get through. Plus, I got a couple of things I want to get off my chest. All that and more is coming up. But before we even get into that, let's all just be on the same page, shall we? And find out what the latest in headlines and going on out there in the real world. And for that, we need Chris. Chris, make it good news, please, Chris.
I'll try. Good afternoon, Tito James. Happy Friday, my fellow Tito Clockers. This is Chris for your Tito Clock News. Metro Manila reverted to a stricter general community quarantine. President Rodrigo Duterte hoisted the heightened restrictions in the capital region after the Department of Health confirmed local transmission of the more infectious Delta variant. Malacanang said Metro Manila, along with Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Davao de Oro, and Davao del Norte, will be under GCQ with heightened restrictions from July 23 to July 31. Children aged 5 to 17 are again not allowed to leave their homes, Malacanang said. Only people aged 18 to 65 can go outside in areas under GCQ with heightened restrictions. In May, where areas under GCQ with heightened restrictions, only essential travel into and out of these areas were allowed, but public transportation continued to operate. Also allowed to operate are the following: 20% capacity for dine-in services, while alfresco dining is at 50% seating capacity. Personal care services at 30% capacity, tourist spots at 30% capacity, religious gatherings, as well as necrological services for those who died of causes other than COVID-19 were allowed at 10% venue capacity. The Pasig City government on Thursday said 100% of the target number for senior citizens have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Mayor Vico Soto said Pasig is one of the first cities to achieve the milestone after vaccinating 44,703 senior citizens whose records were validated. 84% of targeted senior citizens have also received the second dose. Soto also said that the daily vaccine target has also been reached. When the microplane of Pasig was first approved by the DOH, the daily vaccination target in Pasig was 5,800. Yesterday, they reached 11,817 jabs, which is double the initial target. Brisbane has been officially announced as host of the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2032. The Australian city and surrounding Southeast Queensland region were approved as the Games host at an International Olympic Committee or IOC session in Tokyo on Wednesday. IOC President Thomas Bach said, Brisbane 2032 is the first future host to have been elected under and to have fully benefited from the new flexible approach to electing Olympic hosts. Bach added the approach encourages Olympic projects which makes use of existing and temporary venues. The Olympics are slated to run from July 23 to August 8, with the Paralympic Games taking place from August 24 to September 5 across 37 venues. It will be Brisbane's first Olympic Games, although Australia has previously hosted 2, Melbourne 1956 and Sydney 2000. Chris Nievarez opened Philippines' Olympic campaign with a quarterfinal berth clinching performance this morning at the Sea Forest Waterway in Tokyo, Japan. The lone Philippine rower in the delayed quadrennial meet clocked 7 minutes and 22.97 seconds for a third place finish in Heat 5 of the men's singles sculls. Croatia's Damir Martin led the way with a time of 7 minutes and 9.17 seconds, while Russia's Alexander Vyazkovin finished with a time of 7 minutes and 14.95 seconds. Only the top three in the heat earned outright berths in the quarterfinals. 21-year-old Nievarez secured a Tokyo 2020 Olympic berth by virtue of continental qualification regattas, where five National Olympic Committees, or NOCs, were awarded slots in the quadrennial meet. The lean 5'11" native of Atimonan, Quezon, Nievarez became the first Filipino rower in 20 years to qualify for the Olympics since sports legend Benji Tolentino. Those were the latest in headlines. Let's hear what Tita James have to say about the inbox. A little reminder for you to please pace yourself, Tita James.
I'm not gonna turn my camera on. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, fine. I'll turn my camera on. All right, there you go. Go. What
All
you
right,
got?
here we go. First up, we have to hazard or not to hazard. That is the question.
Okay, where we go?
So this is
No,
the
no, not
highway.
the hazard, not the hazard, not the hazard, not the hazard. Come on, man, stop killing me here. Really, we're dying. Don't do this. I know it makes you feel good, but it's not how you feel. It's what we universally agreed upon. Okay, it's just one of those things that just really drive me insane because.
Breathe,
Where do we
breathe,
even
breathe.
start? Where do we start? Okay, the hazard light, that's not what it's designed for. Again. I keep saying it. I understand where people are coming from when they say, but Tito James, I feel safer. I'm more visible. Yes, you are, but it doesn't make a difference because you're sending the wrong message. Okay. It's not about how you feel again. It's what we universally agreed upon. Because if we decided to go on feelings, what happens if somebody feels that green is better to stop or red is better to go? Why would that be okay? Of course it wouldn't be, because we have a universally agreed upon language on the roads. Green means go, red means stop. This hexagon is a stop sign. The green giveaway sign is triangle. It's like that everywhere you go. So because we have no other way to communicate on the road, when you do this, you send very mixed signals. Literally, no pun intended. Okay, we don't know if you're going left or going right. We don't know if you're broken down. There's a problem with your car, or more so when there is a legitimate problem with a car that's broken down in the middle of the road. There's nothing to differentiate it from you and everyone else. So it doesn't meet its purpose. In fact, it just confuses people. Turn on your lights. That's enough. If it's too heavy, you say, but what if it's too heavy then pull over? If it's too heavy to drive, pull over. No point trying to put your hazard lights and trying to drive around the problem. Just stop the car in a safe place and just wait it out if it's too much. But the hazards, don't use them. Not for this purpose. Was that enough of a lecture?
Yes, Tito James, I was very enlightened actually. So thank you for that.
All right.
Reminder, everybody. All right, next up we have so much for stoplight. You have to breathe again, Tito James.
Okay. All right, I'm
The
trying.
blood pressure.
Something
And
happened to my
the
background.
suspense is gonna, you know.
Okay, go.
All right, let me put some music for you while we wait for the video.
Go. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. And woo!
Oh my God, that was close. That was really close.
Yep. Indeed.
That's kind of scary. Right? Wow. Woo! Okay.
Why do you do this?
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
No, very, very doggy.
Okay. No words for that, Tito
No,
James.
I'm pacing. But I can't
Okay. All right. You know what it is. You guys know what it is. It's just a big no. All right. Next up, let's have. Oh, this is funny. Kung tumingin ka, akin ka. You should be able to hear the sound. It's much funnier. But
Okay, let's
then
try. Let's
they
try.
can. So there's the police, and then motorcycle people.
Police, motorcycle people. Where am I? Sorry,
Mm,
my screen keeps
just
flicking, so I have to look over here every now and again.
so they're just beside these two people who are in the motorcycle without any helmet, without any protective gear. It's just right beside the police car. But then
Happy, fresh, trending. Okay, sa buhay, okay lang.
yes, but then the
Lahat.
people who are filming are just really just laughing because they're waiting what will the police do. They didn't do anything in the end.
Oh my
I think they
goodness.
just
Okay.
let it be. Maybe they have much more important things to handle. And then there's the tricycle.
Yeah, like catching people without face shields.
Hmm. There they go. Bye, police.
Never mind the helmet, no. I mean the helmet. That's actually a National Republic Act. Never mind that. But the face shield, which is a recommendation, they'll come down really hard for that for
Oh,
sure.
that's true. That is true.
Sorry if I'm
I
doing
don't
this.
know.
It's just I think it's the
That's okay.
HDMI cord or something is just flickering, so I have to kind of look into the different monitors here. At least I have a backup. Go
Oh,
on.
that's okay. At least you're able to see the videos. Now let's have go home. Stoplight. You're drunk. And
Oh
let's
no.
focus on the
Oh
guy.
no. Oh no no no
Oh
no.
no 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 no.
Oh no. Oh no no no
And
no.
kuya,
It's not.
kuya.
I know we kind of laugh about it, but it's very dangerous because I mean
Hmm.
that's what you call mixed signals. You see, what happens now? I mean, if somebody goes right, which one do you go on? Another pet hate that I can't stand is the one where the traffic enforcer is contradicting the traffic light. I don't.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Was that the one last week?
oh my god.
Ay,
All right.
oh my gulay.
Gulay,
All right.
gulay to.
Don't
Mali.
drink and drive or ride, people. You know what it is. All right.
Correct.
Last up, we have Tita James. Don't drink and drive.
Oh no! Look at that. Oh wow!
There you
That.
go. Don't drink and drive, people.
Oh my gosh! That's an accident waiting to happen right there.
Oh, that is true.
One hard break on that, and boom!
Mm-hmm.
I can't
It
understand
will
why.
rain. What's this? Oranges.
I am really having dramas here again. I
Tech
cannot.
dramas. Tech
Yes,
dramas forever.
I'm really struggling there. It's killing me. I'm dying. I'm trying to get in to have my backup because my thing keeps flickering and now I can't get in.
Oh man, that's okay, Tito James. It's
Send me
normal.
FPS on Viber. Send me FPS that file on Viber because we're having dramas. Okay.
Yeah. It's normal, Tito James. Don't
Oh,
worry. I'm also having my own dramas here. Well, that's all for today, Tito James. How was it?
all right. How was it? It was better than I expected. I mean, I think I can kind of let go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. That is awesome. Well, then, thank you so much. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a fabulous weekend. Avoid kamote people, but always choose happiness with some sugar rush. By the way, happy birthday, Siza, and thank you, Morales residents, for accommodating me for the past 3 days. Everyone, let's all have a safe and healthy, hydrated Friday and a weekend. This is Chris. See you guys next time. Bye, Tita James. Bye, everyone. Mwah.
Bye, Chris. That was Chris with the latest in headlines. Once again, apologies. I'm kind of looking all over the place. I'm trying to check the monitors here because for some reason my HDMI is just flickering in and out. It's really, really distracting. But well, we're here now. We just got to make the most of what we've got. And I guess a great place to start would be one of our free plug Fridays. But I've still got drama with that too. That's still loading now in the background because of a crash on the other side. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's a GCQ thing. Maybe it's just Mercury in retrograde. Who knows? But the gremlins are creeping in. So while that's happening there, later on, we will be we have some very special guests here in the studio. And well, they're actually not in the studio. They're in their virtual studios. They're in their safety of their own establishments and offices. And we'll be talking later on about, obviously, as the vaccine starts to roll out and we're looking at getting herd immunity, do we still need masks? Do we need face shields? Of course, we do need at least some layer of protection. Personally, I don't think about the face shield. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. But definitely, you'll see masks being part of our lives throughout for the next foreseeable future. If you look at places like Japan, Korea, and places like that, even well after the SARS initial virus that they had in 2003, they kept wearing it. And that's what we're going to be, I'm pretty sure, here in the Philippines. So we'll be talking a little bit more about masks and how they evolved and what's up in store for you in the latest technology in masks. Yep, there's actually some technology, believe it or not, in masks. And we'll be talking about that a little later on. But for the meantime, why don't we kick things off with something everybody looks forward to here on Tita Clock. It is our segment that we call Free Plug Friday. It is basically our little tiny contribution to the growing small businesses out there. They're just trying to pivot and survive in this pandemic. And for that, we need X. What you got in the box there, X?
Hi, DJs. You actually have a lot in store once again. But before we go there, I just want to say hi to all Tita Clockers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday. All right, feature right on the screen. Tita James, let's start Free Plug Friday with a cause initiated by Gifted to Give 500. So Tita James, Gifted to Give 500 is a fundraising initiative that offers these 500 YOC commemorative home and business plates to commemorate the 500 years of Christianity in the Philippines. And the proceeds of these will fund the projects of their chosen church and charitable institutions. But Tito James, look at these. So for today, Tito James, I'm sure this is not something that you want to put on your car, since
you can, just not as a replacement of your actual number plate.
So it can be a complimentary.
It's decorative.
Just
got to make sure it's decorative and it doesn't replace your actual LTO registered number plate. But yeah, you can put it on top. You can put it. It comes with instructions.
I'm sure, Tito James. But Tito James, for today, I know the guys sell it for 800 pesos. But today, Tito James, we are going to raffle! Right, guys, I just want to spread the good vibes and offer these for Tito Clockers here on the show. All you need to do is put a prayer or cross emoji.
That'll do.
That'll do in the comment section for a chance to win one of these.
Or one, with those prayer emojis. They work.
Prayer emojis, all right. And for those who want to support the cause, it's again 800 pesos per plate. Again, Gifted to Give 500 on Facebook and Instagram. Wait, Tito James, but look, side note, Tito James, do you know that Yorme even has his own plate, and even the current PNP general? Yes, Yorme is there. Yorme in the house.
There we go. License to go to heaven now. Woohoo! All right. Well, just to be super clear again, these are to support, obviously, the campaign that they're doing some fundraising for the church. But this is not in any way a replacement for your license plate. It does not give you any special privileges on the road. You can't get like coding exemption or anything. Exactly. It is simply decorative. And you don't even have to put it on your cars. I see a lot of them place in businesses. Mm-hmm. In fact, I was driving past one place yesterday and I saw the same sign, the same plate. It was up there. Actually, it was on the church. But it was outside the church, in Hulu. Barangay Hulu, Mandaluyong. Wow. So I saw it there and I thought, hey, we're doing that tomorrow for Free Plug Friday. I got so excited.
Awesome, guys. Again, Gifted to Give 500 on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to the Grazing Box. So the Grazing Box is an Antipolo-based business that started last August 2020 as a way to pivot during the pandemic, especially since it was really hard to earn at the time when not much people were drinking, Tito James. So Tito James Dada, the owner, who has a huge background or knowledge in the wine industry, decided to offer these grazing boxes that come in different kinds of cheese, cold cut sweets, and wine. It's like, of course, talk about packaging and presentation. Just check this out, Tito James. Okay, just check it out, Tito James. And of course, she made sure it's like a bang for your buck compared to the other people who offer grazing boxes out there. Of course, because she wanted to make sure that everyone gets to enjoy wine and cheese night in the comfort of their homes. So guys, price starts at $699 for a box that's good for 2 people and can go as high as $1,499 for a large box that includes more assortments of cheese and cold cuts plus a Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon. So guys, it's perfect for a Netflix and chill night. Anyway guys, the Grazing Box on Facebook and Instagram. All right, next we go to Narcissus Grill and Restaurant. So Narcissus Grill and Restaurant is a local grill and restaurant located in Santa Cruz that offer food such as chicken pad thai, pork barbecue, chicken isaw that come in a bilao style of presentation. So price is 20 pesos per barbecue stick, 12 pesos per chicken isaw, and $6.99 for a bilao of chicken pad thai. And you can even combine them together. It's up to you. Again, Narcissus Grill and Restaurant on Facebook. Next, we go to Modista LU. So Modista LU is a La Union-based shop that offers bespoke pieces, ready-to-wear clothes, face masks, and other accessories like handbags, spritzers, collar necklaces, and more. And the unique thing about Modista LU is their items are inspired by Filipino weaving. So talk about the real meaning of living and breathing local. And supporting local as well. On a jet plane.
Okay.
All right, Tita J's. Wow, that's your takeaway, Tita J's. Anyway, they offer custom pieces as well. Of course, prices of the clothes vary depending on the style and the fabric used. Again, Modista LU on Facebook and Instagram. Last but not least, we go to Accents and Aspirations. Tito James, these guys are actually the same owners of BGS Printing and BGC, where we have our business cards printed out.
No wonder they were familiar. Okay,
yes,
that's been
Tito
a while.
James, and now they have decided to offer printing services on canvas as well. So check out some of their works, Tito James. So, instead of keeping your photos or memories on just your phone or social media, they decided to put it in black and white, or let's say colored, put it in canvas.
Wow. Okay. And wow, that's all right. And what's the target market for this? Is this for like home decor stuff, or
This
is this
is perfect for home decor because I think most people more often than not would put this up on their wall as a decorative piece or in their rooms.
So okay, I get it. So it's a canvas, but mounted like a painting.
Yeah, so exactly like the one in the Tito Flock studio where you have photos of your whole family, your dog,
Nice.
everyone, like Alex's and Daniel's and Sarah's childhood photos. You can just put them up there as a piece.
And it's printed on canvas, not on photo paper.
Yes, Tito James,
All
it's
right.
printed on canvas. So guys,
I like the look.
I know it's really nice and it's really, really just standardized and it looks really pretty. Anyway, guys, the prices vary depending on the size, but for reference, they have what they call a gift box that contains an 8x8 photo canvas, a mini dried flower bouquet, and a message card, and that's 650 pesos. So again, Accents and Aspirations on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Free Bug Friday. Stay safe and always sanitize the clockers. This is X. Peace out. Happy weekend. Bye. No more plastics. No more what?
Plastics. No more
Plastic. I don't know what.
Thank you very much, X. Oh, hopefully we can finally get out of our dramas. That's Free Plug Friday, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. If there's anything that you saw there that you like, even if you didn't like it, support na lang. Sige, ganon. Because we're trying to help each other out here. Everybody's struggling at the moment. And you know what? If there's something where you could get what you want and give something what they want, that's a win-win. Life doesn't get much better than that. Always aim for the win-win situation. And Free Plug Friday is about as win-win as you can get. So if you want something that if you have something that you'd like promoted for free, well, we have the address on the bottom scrolling there, Deaconitis on IG. Pop a message to X and she'll put you in the line. Again, just a little disclaimer, we do have quite a few people reaching out. So there might be a bit of a wait, but on the upside, there are times where things happen and you get slotted in advance. So it's the luck of the draw, but that's how it works. And hopefully it just all what goes around comes around. All right, that's Free Plug Friday. Next up, as I told you before, as I was mentioning before the Free Plug Friday, I think with this new GCQ happening, with fortified with vitamins and minerals and lactobacilli, Shirota strain, and whatever else we want to add in there, we know that things are not really going to turn back to normal anytime soon, right? One of those things is going to be the masks. Okay, whether you like it or not, masks are pretty much here to stay for the foreseeable future. And I personally think they are a good idea, even without a pandemic. I got this idea when I went to, after repeated trips to Tokyo, Korea, and Taiwan, where you would notice the culture of wearing masks was they didn't need to be told. It wasn't even a recommendation or a law. It was just something they felt more comfortable doing, especially on the subways, especially if they were doing food service, etc. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is, I can't reach it, X, sorry. I can't, it's too many problems with the music. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is that this is a good hygiene practice that we can get into, all right? It is something that will protect us not only from COVID or any future viruses, but even from pollution alone. This is why a lot of people would wear them as well on motorcycles, etc. So if you're going to wear a mask and it's going to protect you, why not look good while you're doing it as well? This is what gave the idea to the folks of Copper Mask to come up with something that just was as fashionable as it was protection. And they melted the two together and they came up with a hit product. Now, they have evolved into some new products. And to speak more about that and the effects that it has on us, we are going to invite Dr. Ferds, and also we have Dr. Victor Escudero as well here. So Dr. Ferds and Dr. Vic are coming in. Welcome to the show, guys.
James, thank you for the invitation.
Hello.
You are welcome.
Hello.
Certainly welcome. Thanks for joining us here, guys. Or docs,
Hi, James. Hi, James. Dr. Escueta, not Escudero.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies. Let's just go Doc Vic. How about that?
It's a pleasure to be invited in your program, in your show.
I love your Game of Thrones chair.
Yeah.
Your chair looks like something out of the Game of Thrones.
It was designed by ADR, our assistant director.
Very nice. Well, let's hop straight into it, if you don't mind, because there's a lot to get through, a lot to learn about the masks that you are coming up with. Let's first start with, if we are being vaccinated, I just want to clear things up. Is there still a need to wear a mask if we're all vaccinated or we've hit herd immunity?
Yes.
Well, to answer that, James, even if we are actually vaccinated, there's really a need for us to wear face masks. Reason being, it gives us the physical barrier between the environment and our face. So definitely the possibility of getting or the spread of the virus and bacteria can be controlled, considering that it is now being assessed as an airborne problem. So meaning, if we are wearing face masks, even if we're vaccinated, it's really a must for us to do that. Kasi nga, unang-una, there are a lot of variants that's coming out, not only the Delta variant.
Yes, that's right. And if we go back to the original pandemic, which was 1918, one they dubbed the Spanish flu. What I find amazing about that is 103 years later, the most effective tool against a pandemic is still a mask. It seems like we haven't really evolved much from social distancing, personal hygiene, washing your hands, and the mask. So that was they used back then. At least 50 million people were, I guess, protected or who died from that pandemic. That was their last and first line of defense. How has the mask evolved? Let's speak a little bit about Copper Mask, because there's some technology in there. What makes it a little different from your average mask?
Yeah. Okay. During those times, in 1918, if you're talking about the Spanish flu, James, it was noted that really there are 50 million individuals dying in that pandemic, and about 500 million are actually affected. Now, what about the evolution? During those times, we were only using a 2-layer face mask, and people realized that there's really a need for social distancing and proper hygiene. Now, as of the moment, there are a lot of face masks that comes out. Okay, if you're gonna look back at mid 2020, they're using different kinds of masks, even the one with respirators and vents. Okay, but that's because individuals or even the CDC and WHO are not considering these viruses to be an airborne problem. Okay, so that's why during those times, a lot of people are using masks with respirators and vents for breathability. Okay, but then uh, as we move on and during the later part of 2020, WHO is actually telling us that it is suspended in the air for probably 14 minutes to a maximum of 3 hours. So that's why uh, a lot of changes are happening at that time. So even hospitals are not allowing regular face masks, and because of that, uh, the company Copper Mask evolved as well. Before they have a hole, but now they try to seal it out because of that particular instance that the WHO is considering that viruses are actually suspended in the air longer.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I have a question for Doc Vic. Doc Vic, during 20 when they first announced in 2020, the WHO said we must wear masks. They mentioned the term medical grade face masks. What exactly is a medical grade face mask?
Okay, that's a very good question because there are so many people. Many people are asking about this medical grade mask and non-medical grade mask, and there are many people who don't know and don't realize that there are many types of face masks, and there are proper designs which are intended for proper usage. So we have this non-medical and medical grade face mask. Now, at the height of the global pandemic during the mid 2020s, COVID-19 cases were so tremendously unprecedented, and many hospitals around the world were caught up unprepared for this, and therefore admissions to the hospitals were beyond capacity limit. And the world experienced a shortage of this medical grade mask, and so it became a rare commodity that soon ran out of stock on the global scale. So the global demand was so unprecedented, and many people are trying to look for resources. And but the problem is the production was halted due to restrictions which came along due to the pandemic or with the pandemic. Now, to control the global demand, the World Health Organization mandated that this medical grade face mask be prioritized. So, because of the limited sources, the medical face mask, especially these N95s, the surgical mask, and we even have N99. That's not so popular, but we have this N99. And they be prioritized to medical frontliners, to those people with the active cases of COVID-19, to those with comorbidities like diabetes mellitus, hypertension, stroke, and to those who are at higher risk of acquiring or contracting the disease, especially the elderly. No? How about you, James? What's your age?
You have to go there, no?
Do you are you already a dual citizen?
I'm almost there. I'm 48 plus VAT and service charge. Malapit na, Doc. Malapit na.
Malapit na. I'm a dual citizen, a Filipino citizen, and a senior citizen. That's a dual citizen.
Doc, I gotta ask you about.
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry.
To continue. So especially those with terminal illness, cancer, those with chronic liver and renal diseases. So they are the people to be prioritized for the use of this medical grade face mask. Now, this medical grade face mask are FDA approved. They should be approved by the FDA, and they are mostly used for medical facilities like hospitals, medical clinics, and they should be approved by the FDA for use. Now there are members of the population which are not included under the category of this medical face mask, and they are encouraged to use this non-medical non-medical grade face mask. So it's although otherwise known as the everyday protection face mask, because you can use this whenever you get out of your houses, going to supermarkets, going to crowded areas, and going to non-medical facilities. Now, these non-medical grade medical grade face masks are triple layer face mask, wherein a filter is sandwiched between two layers of fabrics. Now, these are also known as everyday face mask because you can use it, as I've mentioned before, you can use it everywhere except for medical facilities. Okay. Now, because of the shortage, many people, many companies took the opportunity to manufacture and produce face masks on a large scale. That's why it became a big business for these people. So they came up with different designs, different filters, and boasting of their effectiveness. Kaya naging malaking business ito before. And remember, the face mask before cost roughly around 50 pesos to 300 pesos each, but now it's cheaper because of the lifting of some quarantine restrictions.
Well, that thanks for clearing that up. So, I mean, the medical grade and is really for medical situations and environments, and it's perfectly fine to be wearing a everyday mask going outside. One thing I wanted to ask you both about, maybe we can start with Dr. Ferds, is as much as our friends from Copper Mask sponsored our raffle, so just for full disclaimer, they did sponsor this wonderful raffle prize, which we'll be giving out later. I do have to address the elephant in the room, if you don't mind. A while back, maybe I think it was late last year, I'm not sure, there was a little controversy surrounding the hole. And X, if you could show that video again, just in case people don't see what I'm talking about. There was a hole there that made it easier to breathe, but some were saying that perhaps a virus can get out. What are your thoughts on this, and how has Copper Mask addressed the situation? There, that's the hole.
Yeah. So I'm trying to look at the. Okay. Yeah. Late last year, that was December. There are a lot of issues that comes out with that vent. Okay, and other mask with respirators, because WHO and CDC are considering that there's a possibility that we can get the virus by inhaling through the vents, okay, in the respirators. That's why they're trying to tell everybody that you are not supposed to use that everyday mask in a facility with poor ventilation, and including hospitals. So therefore, with that copper mask that you have shown, I salute them because they immediately heed with the requirement of having a closed vent. Okay, because if you're not going to, if there will be a hole, definitely there's always a chance to get the virus. So when they close it, it's better, and of course the protection will be very 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 good. It will be much better for the individual who will be using it outside. But of course, I'll still believe that this mask is a non-medical grade mask. It will be an everyday use mask. Okay, so that's my take.
Okay, how about Doc Vic? Do you have anything to add to that?
In
Look at the
addition,
lighting outside.
yeah, the controversy came up because of the CDC and the World Organization's what do you call this? A statement that the coronavirus at first were transmitted through macro droplets. They don't even have evidence that will support that the coronaviruses are transmitted through micro droplets. So when the company came out with this copper mask, I think late June, July of 2020, there was a hole there because macro droplets cannot float in the air for longer periods of time and will just drop off to the ground. So it's very impossible for the virus to be inhaled upwards again because of the size. So when the CDC and the World Organization declared that it's possible that coronaviruses can be transmitted through micro droplets and can be airborne, that's why the copper mask company complied with these guidelines that there should be no hole in this copper mask. So it came out later that with a new design, no hole, enclosed copper mask already.
Okay, last awkward question, promise. It's just,
Yeah.
we're very honest in the show, Doc. I'm sure you
Yeah.
know that we tell things as it is. We're a very mature community. I believe that can have adult conversations. So this with the new enclosed design of copper mask, would you say that? Would you recommend that over a cloth mask? Because let's face it, it's a little more mahal, especially if you have to replace it. Sorry, but
Yeah.
that's what it
True.
is. And a cloth mask you
Yeah.
can wash. So how would you tackle that?
Uh, I agree with you that it's medyo mahal, no? But you see,
Okay.
like for me, for example, I always tell my patients, I consider more health as an investment. But even though that copper mass has a fully enclosed design already, it is still considered um, uh, a, under the category of a non-medical, no, non-medical everyday face mask. And because when you use other cloth masks, the secretions of the wearer, of the user, will definitely be soaked on a very, for example, hours or even 3 hours, 4 hours. And that's why the WHO has guidelines that will tell you to replace or change your face mask every often or every 4 hours at least, so that you cannot transmit the bacteria or the viruses that may be in the face mask or the cloth mask. So probably it's up to your decision to if you can afford to buy the copper mask or the cloth mask. It doesn't matter. The important thing is you get protected every now and then.
Wow. Appreciate the honesty there, Doc. That's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good advice.
yeah.
If you can't afford it, that's great because look, it's an item that looks good, so we understand the aesthetic value of it. So if this is something that you see value in, for sure, but if not, you can of course get the same protection with a cloth mask. I really do admire you being so upfront, especially now our sponsors are probably watching and listening now, going, but you know what? The mere fact, like we talked about before, that they evolve means that's what they do. They react, they listen, and then they adjust, which is all what it's all about. So let's leave it with a final question, if you don't mind. Both of you can take this. I'd like to hear what both of you say about this. It's the $1 million question. Every time I Google about COVID-19 and masks and stuff, I always read and hear about copper killing coronaviruses, right?
Oh,
Because the
okay.
virus doesn't survive on copper. The $1 million question is, does copper mask have that capacity, or is that just marketing? Do you have any tests that can back that up, or is it just marketing?
Okay. Actually, I have seen and studied the research. I mean the lab results that the copper mask has, no, and that was done recently, actually, and done. I believe it's done in Korea and China, and the results are very, very. I'm proud of the results. Why? Because the antimicrobial test that they have done. Okay. Uh, for everybody to know it. If you're going to test the bacteria, you're using an agar. May agar po na pinaglalagyan ng bacteria. And in that research, in that test that they have done in Korea, they use a gram-negative and gram-positive na bacteria. And they use a microfilm of this copper mask. Okay, and the result is amazing. Okay, that's the agar there, and the result is amazing because after 24 hours of exposing those bacteria in the microfilm, it's 99% killed. Ibig sabihin talagang namatay yung mga bacteria. 99.9%. So I'm amazed with the results. That's why in comparing this product against a regular cloth mask, I prefer to use this because definitely the bacteria will die in a span of 1-2 hours, and in 24-hour time, 99.9% are dead. So I believe this one is better.
These are all legit tests, right?
Yeah, it's a legit test, and if they would want to know if it's really legit, they can go actually to the link, okay, of these companies, the FITI. They can go to that and browse and ask, and they can even email the company if they wish to know if it's really a legit examination.
Are there any difference between like a clinical test and a clinical trial? What's the difference?
Actually, when you talk about a clinical test is the major term. Clinical trial is one of the clinical tests. There are two tests under clinical. Under clinical tests, there are two things that you could do: a clinical trial and an observational trial. Okay, so the general term is the clinical test. So that's and another thing. If you're talking about peer reviews as well, there are a lot of people talking about peer reviews. When you do peer review, meaning you have to you do peer review if you're doing actually tests that are supposed to be placed in a journal. Okay, so if you're writing some examinations or tests, you can actually do a peer review before putting it in a journal. So because I have seen a lot of questions regarding peer review.
Okay. Well, I think that answers my question. Perhaps we'd like to leave Doc Vic with the last say on this. Would you have anything you'd like to add before we do the major raffle? Oh, you're on mute, Doc. There you go. There you go. You're fine.
Can we join the raffle?
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Actually, James, there were other two tests that were done. Many people were asking me if the copper mask has the ability to penetrate the film or has the ability to kill coronaviruses. So these two tests were proven. These two properties of the copper mask were proven through the antiviral filtration test. So they inoculated the viruses on the copper mask, and then after 24 hours, they measured the amount of coronaviruses on the other side, but they found nothing. So it means that copper mask can block 99.99% of bacteria and common viruses. Another test was done to prove that copper mask has the ability to kill coronaviruses. So they made this test in Shanghai Weipu Chemical Technology Services. So one of the best or top leading testing, surveillance, and certification company in the world. So what they did is they make use of this coronavirus and then inoculate it on the copper mask and find out if they will be killed in certain period of time. So this report will prove that copper mask can kill coronaviruses 99.98% in just 30 minutes, and then 99.07% in 2 hours and 99.15% in 24 hours. So that's amazing. So walang lulusot, walang tatagos at namamatay po ang mga coronaviruses sa copper mask.
Well, I think that's a great place to end it. Thanks, guys. Thanks, docs, should I say. And I really do appreciate you coming on board. And most especially, I really do appreciate your honesty.
You are welcome, and it's a pleasure
Thank you.
to be here.
Pleasure being with you.
Our pleasure was all ours. We'll have you again next time. Hopefully, it doesn't take a pandemic to bring you back on the show. Hopefully, we can have you for a lighter.
Thank you, James.
Anytime. You're my idol. I'm your fan. I'm your fan.
Wow. Thank you very much, docs.
Thank you very much, James.
Thank you.
All right, so those were words of wisdom straight from the source, I guess. I mean, it doesn't get more credible than that. And I really do have to special shout out for being very honest. I mean, like, we're very transparent here. This is a sponsor. Well, we have a sponsor here, which is Copper Mask. We're giving away these wonderful prizes, and yet, they still take on the tough questions and the stuff that we don't want to hide from people, because this is how we learn. This is how we get informed. This is how we move forward. It's never about winning. It's about learning. And that's why I appreciate when people like this come on board and very mature about the way things are and just say things as it is. Okie dokie. So that brings us up to the final point of the show, and everyone stuck around, I guess, for one thing, and it is, you know what it is. It's raffle time! I'm gonna go get the dog. Dog. All right, we got the raffle dog here. Hi, Rock. Right, just before the raffle, I just have to just want to do a shout out to Rams team. Huh? All right, let's let that die down a bit. Okay, is that better? Okay, so just before the raffle, just want to do a shout out to Rams team of Wells Fargo and the Thursday group as well. And I know there was a guy, Morales, as well, who was, I saw his pop up. So I didn't get your first name, but I saw Morales, and he said just a shout out. So shout out to you. And Rocket's here to draw out the prizes. And Rocket is sleepy because it's all raining outside. Did you see the thunder and the lightning? Well, hear the thunder, see the lightning. It's been crazy out there. And it's time for the major draw. You ready, Rocket? You ready? You okay there? Look at Rocket. He's so tired. Oh, Rocket ship. You okay there? Oh, come on. You have one more job to do. Just one more job. Come on. You can do it, Rocket. We're just waiting for the we're waiting for your mom to put up. Okay, so also everyone who gets all of our raffle winners today will not only get a shirt, because we'll always include as long as stocks last. We have the Tita Clock shirts. We got some Tita Clock merch. We'll be throwing that in as stocks last, and we have enough for, I think, for this batch. And also, everyone will get those commemorative plates. Every winner will get the commemorative plates that we featured on Free Plug Friday, and that will help, of course, the Catholic Church to raise money as well. Those 500 commemorative plates. Are you ready there, Rex? This is for the copper mask, everybody. And this is the copper dog doing the copper mask. He's a perfect color for it. Wow, Rocket, look. Hey, Junior's Rocket. There's one here, you know that? focus wasn't good there, Rocket. Okay? Those are our winners of the copper mask. Now we have the Thor storage boxes. These are really great because these are stackable and the 75-liter, and they can fit Rocket and his whole lifestyle in there. Ready, Rocket? Okay. 1, 2. Oh, coming from this side so you're nice and look into the camera, Rocket. There you go. Yeah. Arlene. He's so groggy. Here's our two winners. Congratulations to all our winners today. Congratulations to Rocket Ship. Congratulations to everyone out there. Guys, I hope you're staying safe. It's not just a pandemic out there. The weather is shocking. I don't know if you guys saw the lightning behind me over here in the window, but it was just like, wow, it's really bad out there. So drive carefully. If you're on the road, well, please, I hope you're not holding your phone. You're just listening, and just stay very safe, okay? Just drive carefully. Don't put your hazard lights on. Just drive according to the speed. Leave a lot of distance between cars, and just be safe, all right? Wear a mask. Even, you know what? It would be nice if you wore a copper mask, but like Doc said, whatever you can afford, so long as you're protected, that's all that matters, right? If you want to look good while you're protected, well, there's one great choice for that. But you know what? If it's just protection you need, as Doc said, you know, there are, of course, cloth masks and stuff that also do it. But hey, why not look good while you're protected, right? That's what I always say. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope to see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Till then, be kind to one another, and always, always sanitize. Bye. Bye, Rocket.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk a while.